Grandma Bird by Benji Davies. Noy lived with his dad and 6 cats by the sea. It was summer and Noy was going to stay at Grandma's. It was a long way to Grandma's house. She lived by herself on a tiny rock where the wind cut in and the grass grew sideways. The only visitors were the birds who blew in and out on the breeze. Noy wasn't sure about Grandma. She boiled up seaweed for soup and kept her teeth in a jar. At night, they had to sleep top to tail. The blankets were itchy and Grandma snored like an old walrus. During the day, Grandma always seemed too busy with one thing or another, and she never had time to play. So one morning, when the tide was out, Noy crept away. He hopped from rock to rock and pattered over wet sand. He dipped in and out of rock pools. Then he spotted something shimmering across the sand. It was a great big rock full of holes. Noy weaved in and out and skipped around its edges. It was a castle, a tall ship, a smuggler's den. It was the barnacled back of an ancient whale. Outside, the sky swirled black and grey. A storm was brewing. Noy listened as the sea thrashed against the rocks and the rain began trickling down the walls. Suddenly, with a flutter and a squawk, something tumbled out of the storm and landed in Noy's cave. It was a little bird, and it didn't look well. The tiny bird shivered in Noy's hands. He knew he must do something, and quickly. Maybe Grandma would know what to do. The tide had come in, and it was hard to find a path across the rocks. Noy hopped, jumped, and leapt with all of his might, but the storm blew him left and right. Noy wondered how he would ever make it back to Grandma's when suddenly a sail came cutting across the sea. "Grandma!" shouted Noy. "I've got you!" cried Grandma as she scooped them aboard. "Thank goodness I found you," she said. Grandma had started searching for Noy as soon as she heard the storm. As they sailed home, Noy and Grandma found more of the windswept birds. "They must have been on a long journey together," said Grandma. The house was soon full of chatter and the ruffle of drying wings. Once the storm had passed, the birds went on their way. Only Noy's bird didn't want to leave. "I think he likes you, Grandma," said Noy. Noy wondered if Grandma ever felt lonely living out here by herself. They spent the rest of the summer together, exploring every rock and shore. And Grandma's bird came too.